So folks at home, I'm a full year into my Warhammer hobby. Picked it up last year during the Thanksgiving break. I went and bought a Warhammer book because I had been inundated with YouTube videos and social media because of, I want to say, the Warhammer video game, Space Marine 2. And so I started seeing some of my content creators that I follow talking about it and just talk about Warhammer in general. Like, what is this? So I didn't want to get into the hobby by buying the minis and painting and building minis. I'm not an artistic person. I'm just not. I can't draw. I can't paint. So I said, I'm going to read the books. I've never been a big fiction reader, but I was like, let's give it a try. So I bought a Warhammer book. The title, it was a Horus Heresy book. The 37th title, it's with the Khan. The Gate to Hell. Anyways, it's the best book I have. It was like a limited edition. It's a huge book. It's bigger than the other ones. It's a beautiful book. Read it, thoroughly enjoyed it. So I was like, I'm gonna have to look into this some more. So then I find out there's like 500 Warhammer books, and if you're gonna read the Horus Heresy, it's you don't need to read them all, or there's maybe you don't have to read them specifically in order. There's different ways. So I started watching all the YouTube videos about that and which books you had to read, and I've done some of that. So I've read the Gaunt's Ghost, the omnibus. Awesome book. When I was picking that one out, you think, Gaunt's Ghost, Imperial Guard, these are basically just soldier stories, humans. How is that as cool as Space Marines and stuff? But I tell you what, Dan Abnett is my favorite Warhammer author, and the characters he builds in these books. And then there's short stories, and there's certain stories that are specifically meant to kind of build the character's lore as you go, which is awesome. That book was just super entertaining. Then I got Eisenhorn, who's an Inquisitor. You learn all about that side of Warhammer. Highly recommended. Read the Night Lord's omnibus. Grim dark. Really gets you into a little bit more of grim darkness and the ruthlessness of certain legions, and really just the Warhammer setting in some cases. So I read that omnibus. Those books alone, those are all like 700-800 page books. And then I've read the first 5 Horus Heresy books in a row. Read those in order. But then I read it's on orcs. I read a book on the Custodes. I've read books on what other Warhammer? The Archmagos, Barsilius Call, in his great work. Just read that. Alpha Primaris and his relationship with Barsilius and that whole, it's really been enjoyable. It's not that, people, one of the things about Warhammer and the hobby is that it's expensive. Yeah, the miniatures and things like that are expensive, but I'll tell you what, the books are pretty expensive too if you want to get your hands on them. Some of these books are no longer published, and they're expensive. I've had to spend like $100 on a paperback book because that's how much they go for, which is cool because, in essence, it's holding its value. Some of these books, if I wanted to resell, I could get my money back. So it's one way to look at it. But I did buy some minis. I had received a gift card for my birthday. So I bought some minis last summer, put them together, painted them, and it came out way better than I thought it was going to. I was very pleased with myself. I got some videos on the channel of it. So for Christmas, I got another gift card and I bought some more minis. It's my second set. So I'm going to work on that. So that's kind of like how I'm going to proceed in the hobby. Just continue to read the books. I'm going to try to finish the Horus Heresy. And then slowly but surely build an army. Whether it takes me several more years, I'm okay with that. I really am. So I really want to say in the first year of Warhammer, I've really learned a whole lot. The community, everybody that I've talked to about Warhammer is always super friendly and nice. And you could tell it's like, oh, you know Warhammer? And they just want to talk about it, right? So that's cool. So, folks, first year Warhammer, going in to year 2. Gonna try to stick with the pace. Basically reading on average about 900 pages a month, which works out to about 2 books, maybe an omnibus. And then I'm going to try to have these minis painted by the spring, so that maybe this summer I can get some new ones, build that army. So let me know, folks, if you're into Warhammer. You tell me if you can recall your first year in the hobby, and you know, how long did you see? I think I just jumped in and I bought I've read a lot of books in just that 1 year. And so maybe some people have been into Warhammer a lot longer, just at a slower pace. Maybe I jumped in and went all gas and no brakes, you know. But if you have some suggestions, please comment below, like, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, the best is yet to come.